Level 1, the bedroom producer. Your studio is a bedroom in Lagos, or Accra, or Nairobi. It doesn't matter, the hustle looks identical everywhere. A cracked laptop. A pirated DAW someone sent through WhatsApp. A MIDI keyboard missing the sustain pedal. You record vocals by pressing your phone against the pillow because the neighbors complain after 9. You are making beats at 1 a.m., layering percussion over samples you chopped yourself, trying to find the pocket between high life and amapiano and whatever sound TikTok decided matters this week. Your audio Mack has 300 plays. Half of them are you refreshing the page. You send beats to artists who never reply. You offer to produce for free just to get a placement. Just to hear your work on someone else's voice. Just to prove to yourself that what you're making is real. You perform at a birthday party, a church social, a local show where the promoter pays you in exposure. The crowd is distracted and small. But then one person in the corner starts to dance. Just one. And that moment becomes fuel for the next 6 months. Level 2, local artist. Your name is circulating. Not everywhere. But in your city, in certain circles, people know who you are. A DJ plays your song at a club and you watch strangers dance to it from across the room. That feeling is indescribable. It will chase you for the rest of your career. You learn fast that music is only a fraction of the work. The rest is content. Freestyles posted at the right time. Dance challenges. Collabs with rising artists who have the audiences you don't yet have. You are a musician, a marketer, and a brand manager simultaneously, and nobody is paying you for any of those jobs. You drop an EP, 6 songs. Everything you have. It does respectably. Not virally. Respectably. But something about it gets you in front of a manager. She starts booking you on opening slots, Afrobeat shows where the crowd is already warm, already moving. You learn what it means to perform for a crowd that isn't there for you and win them over anyway. That skill will matter more than any song you ever record. Level 3, signed artist. The label meeting is in an office in Victoria Island or Accra Ridge, wherever the money concentrates in your city. The people across the table speak a different language. Advances. 360 deals. Sync licensing. You bring a lawyer. You read every page. You sign anyway because the alternative is staying invisible, and staying invisible has its own kind of cost. The production changes everything. Real studios. Engineers who have worked on records you grew up hearing. Producers who know how to make Afrobeats land globally without sounding off what makes it distinctly African. Your first proper single drops with a real campaign behind it. Playlist placements on Apple Music Africa and Spotify. A video that looks like it cost 5 times what it did. The streams jump. Your name starts appearing in conversations you're not part of, blogs in the UK, comment sections in the diaspora, group chats among Nigerians in Toronto who have been evangelizing Afrobeats for years and feel personally vindicated by your rise. The attention feels like arriving. It also feels like being watched through glass. Level 4, touring artist. London. Lagos. Amsterdam. Toronto. New York. Back to Lagos. The green rooms smell the same in every country. The jet lag is permanent. The travel has no logic. But the shows. The moment a crowd in a city you've never visited starts moving to your music, all of them, together, the same rhythm finding the same bodies at the same time, that feeling cannot be manufactured. It cannot be explained. It has to be lived. And once you live it, you will rearrange your entire life to feel it again. You open for artists who don't acknowledge your existence. You headline rooms that are slightly too small for your ego but too large for where you stood 2 years ago. The contrast is constant. The money improves but the complications multiply. The label is still recouping the advance. Your manager takes 20%. Your accountant takes a fee. You are chatting in 14 countries and negotiating what time you eat dinner. Level 5, mainstream breakthrough. The song lands everywhere at once. Not because of a calculated campaign. Because of something unplannable. A dance challenge ignites. A footballer uses your hook in a celebration that goes global. A late-night host in America plays your track and their audience of millions hears Afrobeats for the first time through your voice. Streams go from millions to tens of millions. Your follower count moves in increments that look like typos. And the first thing you do, the very first thing, is buy your mother a house. That was always the real dream. Everything else was just infrastructure. The collaborations come. The magazine covers. The award shows where you sit next to people whose posters were on your childhood wall. You start being cited as proof that African music is not a trend but a permanent global force, which is true, and meaningful, and also slightly exhausting to be the symbol of. But something quieter is happening underneath all of it. You are starting to hear your own music and think about how it will be received before you think about whether it is true. That is the moment something important begins to slip. Level 6, the reckoning. 5 years in. And the exhaustion is inside the bone. Not tiredness. Something deeper. The schedule has no logic. Recording sessions into sunrise. Press runs across time zones. Brand appearances for products you've never used. You are a machine moving through a system built for extraction, and somewhere inside the machinery, the person who used to make music because it was the only way to say what needed to be said has gone very quiet. Your relationships live in your phone. Old friends are memories. New people almost always want something. The isolation at the level everyone calls success is not what the songs about success describe. It is quieter. Stranger. Lonelier than that. You watch people who came up alongside you. Some adapt and stay vital. Some chase the feeling of the early days and find only echoes. Some break. Some just stop, their pages going still, their streams declining month by month until the algorithm forgets them entirely. The industry does not grieve its artist. It finds the next one. The contract renewal is on the table. More creative control, they say. Better terms this time, they say. But freedom is starting to look like something they cannot offer. It looks like ownership. Independence. Waking up on a Tuesday and making something because it's in you and it needs to come out, not because a release schedule needs feeding or a quota needs filling. You remember the bedroom. The cracked laptop. The 1 a.m. beat that made your cousin jump up and say, "This one is different." Before the business. Before the machine. Before music became content and content became the only language anyone around you speaks. That version of you didn't die. He just got buried. The bedroom is still there. The laptop still works. The 1 a.m. still comes every night. And the music, the real music, the kind that has nothing to prove, is still waiting. It was always about that.